Hello, my name is Thomas Carruthers.
I'm Will Leggetter.
And today we're talking about 1985's Fletch.
Ah, for God, Don.
What is this man saying? What is this man doing?
What in the hell's the matter with you?
What is this man's name?
My name is Igor Stravinsky.
Hi there, I'm Harry S. Truman.
I'm Don Corleone.
They call him Fletch.
Fletch, F. Fletch.
Starring Cornelius, what's his real name? Let me get it up again. Blimps behind the curtain. We had a failed attempt at this recording yesterday, and I've managed to forget Chevy Chase's name again. Cornelius Chevy Crane Chase. Great stuff, because he was very rich. Anyway, yeah, so a bit of a bio. SNL. Chevy Chase is your first guy out of there into the movies. Everything's going well. He's knocking them out. Foul Play with a great Barry Manilow song. Then we're in the slump. Oh Heavenly Dog. Other terrible movies. Then he's back. You've got Fletch. You've got Vacation. You've got Christmas Vacation. European Vacation, which has a couple of good scenes. Three Amigos. Spies Like Us. He's back. And that all starts with 1985's Fletch, directed by Michael Ritchie, from the series of novels by Gregory MacDonald. Will, you're a big Chevy fan, but this was your first glimpse into the world of Irwin M. Fletcher. And what do you think?
It was very different to a lot of the Chevy Chase films that I'm used to. I'm used to the sort of the farce, lampoon. I saw a few episodes of Community where he just looks like he's very high.
I liked Community until he left. I mean, do you know why he left?
No.
So he didn't like the writing at all. He just didn't get it. And he didn't also like that every season, what was it called? Shelby Pierce?
Yeah, I think.
He didn't like that every season he became more repugnant and more racist and everything else. And it came to a head when he said that I've no doubt that the next episode's going to have me calling Donald Glover the N-word. But he didn't say the phrase, the N-word. And so that was a big commotion.
He shot himself in the foot by saying, what I dread's going to happen, but in doing so, he did it.
Yeah. And then, so it was a sort of simultaneously mutual. He didn't really want to be on the show anymore, but it was also the fact of, lots of balls in lots of courts. We don't need to, break down political correctness. I think it sort of got swept up a little bit into clickbait culture. And because obviously the headline is Chevy Chase says the N-word on set. I don't think that's the whole story.
Well, that's just the media taking things out of context.
Yeah, but at the end of the day, it is also the story. You can get around it.
At the end of the day, you can't go around saying things like that.
Yeah. But also, famous bastard Chevy Chase, famously just a terrible. Nobody likes him really. He has very few people who really like him, but we love him here on the podcast, and we're going today to talk about Fletch. I love Fletch. Big movie passed down from my grandfather. Big fan of Fletch. Used to laugh at it a lot. We all laughed at it a lot. I was watching it the other day, and my mother walked past the room, and she just stood there basically for a good 6 minutes, just because you get sucked in.
He's good at defending himself.
Better tie your shoelaces.
Disguising himself. And getting himself into trouble.
Well, it be Fletch. Go ahead. Make my day.
He's a reporter.
There are no tags on these mattresses.
Who's about to write the story of a lifetime.
Will you kill me? Sure.
if he lives.
Thanks a lot.
There isn't a woman he can't charm.
Can I borrow your towel for a sec? My car just hit a water buffalo.
A question he won't ask.
You and your wife are currently alive, I take it?
Drop your shorts and bend over, Mr. Babar.
A risk he won't take.
Probably feel 100% Moon River.
So let's see what. Oh, sorry. Opening line Hall of Fame.
Oh yeah.
My name is Erwin Fletcher. I'm an investigator. Oh my God. I did the exact same mess up yesterday. I'm an investigative reporter for a Los Angeles paper. You'll find me under Jane Doe. It's nice. I like a good opening line. You know I do, where it's nice and it sets up and it's not a meandering, just a little throwaway thing.
Yeah.
Sets up, meet the character. It's good. No spoilers, but got a great closing line too. It's got a lot going for it. I like Fletch. I like Fletch a lot. I don't know if this is apparent, but I like Fletch a lot. And it's as if I'm on the coke that Chevy was on in the 80s. However, when he went to rehab, it was for back pills. That's not true. Famously not true. YouTube comments. Chevy Chase said that playing Fletch was the greatest character he ever played on the big screen, and still to this day, people ask him about Fletch. Lol. One of my all-time faves. So many great sarcastic moments. I love it. That's from Karen Downtown.
It's a very Karen comment.
Sounds like
with the big
porno
lol
name.
at the beginning.
Yeah. I'm so old. This is probably his best movie. That's from Dale Chalkins. Daniel's Hot Topics. This movie came out on May the 31st, 1985. So on May 31st, 2017, this movie will be 32 years old.
Wow. Thanks, Daniel.
He's really figured that one out.
It's yeah. That's
And then this is one of my favourites. 1 year ago, Klaus Hargreaves got here from Stranger Things, and then Germ Johnson commented, "You're edgy, bro."
wow.
Nowadays, Chevy Chase is just another fat old man.
Is he? Yes, he is.
He's slimmed. He's slimmed a little bit.
Has he?
No,
He's still
He's
no.
a big man.
No.
He's just big man.
He's enjoying his retirement.
Did you ever watch the Vacation remake?
Yes, where he's
Well,
his
not
dad. And it's
remake, but like reboot or whatever.
Ed Helms.
Yeah, I thought that was solid.
Very much enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And then the nice little appearance from Chevy at the end.
Yeah, that was good. I thought, honestly, that was a solid film. I mean, it's never going to top Vacation.
No, but I think it did it without trying to replace it. It was like almost a homage with some very good gags.
And that then led on to people saying for a while that Ed Helms
was going to be Leslie Nielsen.
Was going to do Naked Gun.
Yeah,
which I can kind of see.
I'd be interested to see what a modern day Naked Gun would look like.
I don't want a modern day Naked Gun. I
want it to be set in the 80s.
No. I'm saying I want a modern day spoof. And I don't want it to be epic movie. I don't want it to be disaster movie. I don't want it to be, scary movie. Because good God.
Oh, hell no, Kung Fu Panda. You shouldn't have done that.
Get ready to feel the thunder!
It's absolute terror. Have you actually sat through them?
I'll be honest. The only thing I've ever seen of any scary movie is the Michael Jackson scene. I think from Scary Movie 4
3
or 3.
You don't need to wear pajamas.
Where is my daughter?
Are you mad? I am your daughter.
No, you're not. Come here. What did you do with Sue?
I didn't touch her, I swear.
I don't believe you.
Please, for God's sakes. She's a girl.
You sick.
With Charlie Sheen, yeah. Charlie Sheen's greatest moment. We talked about Ferris Bueller. We should have talked about Michael Jackson, where it's signs, but he's the ghost from the others. That's the problem. They don't get Scary Movie 1 works moderately because they pick Scream, and that's it.
Yeah.
Then you get Scary Movie 2, where they're like, okay, we'll do all of these haunted house movies, but we'll also have What Lies Beneath, which is our next episode, and we'll also bad.
Which leads us on to Michael.
Scary Movie 3, oddly enough, is the best Scary Movie. It's got Leslie Nielsen, Charlie Sheen. It's directed by it's a Zucker or it's an Abrams. It's one of the three.
Yeah, one of the airplane guys.
It's quite good. It's got, obviously it's got the shitty thing of all the references, and you've got The Ring in there, but also 8 Mile. But Scary Movie 3 is probably the best one. Yeah. We started with Vacation, and then we tangent. We're not done on the YouTube comments yet.
We haven't.
Daniel's Hot Topics.
I think we've done Daniel. We've done Daniel a lot. We love Daniel.
No, it's him again.
He's thirsty for more.
This movie was epic, and I would like to get it on DVD, but I can't find it.
Oh, yes.
There you go. So poor Daniel. He can't find the DVD, but he's figured out when it's going. Oh, Daniel. We've obviously got Fletch Lives, which isn't great, unfortunately. I didn't much care for it. Then there's been a lot of talk about Fletch Won, or Fletch Wins. I can't remember what the pronoun is. A remake. And they've thrown lots of names out over the years. We'll get to a few of them in a few fun facts. But none of them have made sense to me. None of them have made sense to me. Because despite coming from this long lineage of Gregory MacDonald books, not the thing that makes this film what it is Chevy Chase.
Yeah,
Chevy
and
Chase.
The problem is you could get away with making another series of Fletch movies, but it couldn't be the same character, and you're then put into that problem by the fact that it's based on this same character in a series of books.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just not going to happen.
Let's jump into best 10-minute stretch. I've got 2 options. It's the hospital stretch, where you've got the doctor's checkup into in the hospital. Pardon me. Don't worry. Dr. Rosen penis. Dr. Rosen.
May I help you, Dr.
Oh, it's me, Dr. Rosenpenis. I'm just here to check out Stanwick's file. Dr. Rosen, I'm here to get to the records room. It's Dr. Rosen. I want to check the records room. Dr. Rosen. Wait, where's the record room?
Dr. Rosenpenis, the records room. Yeah, but starting off with the best scene in the whole film, Chevy and Emma McWalsh, the prostate exam.
Moon River.
Oh, you do time, Doc? Please relax. Sure, relax. Yeah, using the whole fist there, Doc, which is my favorite line in the film.
You know, if I did some sit-ups in the morning or bent over like this, I'd probably feel 100% better. Moon River. Whew. Thank you, Doc. You ever serve time?
Breathe easy.
Breathe easy. You know, I was surprised that Alan was able to get that policy. I know there's a history of cancer in the family.
There is?
Yeah.
I can't discuss another patient, you know that. Well, I don't find anything wrong with you.
Huh. Well, sure it's not for a lack of looking.
I also like my best line. All of my best lines are in that 10. It's I'm Dr. Rosenpenis. No, elephant books. Germany, is there an elephant called Babar? As I don't know. I don't have any children. No, elephants. Elephant books. Shit, I ruined the joke. But that, and then obviously the closing line of that great scene, which is, I don't see anything wrong with you. Well, I'm sure it's not for a lack of looking. Gets me every time. It gets me every time. I've seen this movie for some reason 3 times within this past sort of 6-month period for different reasons, and it gets me every time. Go on yourself. Before we go to my second possibility.
Yes, I'm going to save this for later. For me, I really liked the police car chase going into the war veteran speech.
Fred the
I
Dog
think
Dorfman.
all of that is just a wonderful chunk.
Yeah, the great Dan Hartman doing with the song Fletch, Get Out of Town, which I've no doubt will be onto my quiz playlist after of this rewatch. Get out, great car chase. I think what it is, and I want to talk about this now. I'll talk about this now. For me, when it comes to sort of comedies, comedy horrors, comedy mysteries, and comedy action films, the best ones are where they don't sacrifice the horror, and when they don't sacrifice the action, and when they don't sacrifice the mystery. I think this is a really good mystery. It makes it
very good.
You're thinking it through. Obviously, I know I've seen this 100 times.
I've seen it many times.
And with the best comedy horrors for me, Theatre of Blood. I mean, not a bad example, but a different example because that's such a dark comedy. But that never loses any of its horror. I mean, Ghostbusters. That librarian scene that starts the film. Very spooky. Yeah, very spooky. And it scared me an awful lot as a kid. And, and such is the case with this, where they don't sacrifice anything with the car chase. It's a full-blown, true blue car chase. And
then he just throws in, hey, Frank, how's the herpes? And it's
Fred.
Fred. So I do apologise, Fred, if you're out there.
No, he's got herpes. I mean, you don't die from herpes. Yeah. I don't know. Because it's hey, Freddy, how's the syphilis? And then it's Fred the Dorfman's also. Hey, Freddy, how's the herpes? And then he goes into the talk, the big ball for Fred the Dorfman, and he gives him syphilis. And we all know how hard it was with Fred with the syphilis. And your eye looks better now, and your hair's coming back. And your wife and her alcoholism. You were talking about the different Chevy Chases. This obviously is very famous for his slapstick. His pratfalls, cut to him accepting his Emmy and falling over. He's one of the best pratfallers, and that actually led to a lot of injuries, which then led to his back pill addiction. I mean, he did have a back pill addiction. He also had a raging cocaine addiction, and I don't know if it was alcohol as well. I don't know. Here you go. Here's a fun question. See if you can pull this. Which big 80s movie star and comedian? Teetotal. Don't take a thing.
Dan Aykroyd.
No, Eddie Murphy. Dan Aykroyd used to, when he was with Carrie Fisher, Dan Aykroyd, when he was with Carrie Fisher, used to, I think it was after the week John Belushi died, or it was in the aftermath of that, and they just went up to a cabin, took LSD, and listened to old Christmas songs. Yeah, so Dan Aykroyd was not part of that. Yeah, but Eddie was, yeah. And then who did Carrie Fisher leave Dan Aykroyd for?
Oh, I don't know.
Famous musician. One part of a pair.
Garfunkel.
The other one, it was Paul Simon. You were close. You were close, yeah. And then she left Paul Simon, and then Paul Simon's wrote some beautiful songs after that. Hearts and Bones. Beautiful, beautiful song. In the hearts and bones. Yeah, beautiful song all about the. Actually, I'll bring this up now. I've been I read a book, my Christmas gift, called Wild and Crazy Guys by Nick DeSemblian. And it's fantastic, and I'd highly recommend it. It's all about the sort of those guys in their peak of the 80s, or no, late 70s, peak 80s, early 90s. You've got your Bill Murray, Chevy Chase, Dan Aykroyd, John Belushi, Murphy, Steve Martin, John Candy, a bit of Rick Moranis, and it's a phenomenal book. Real, page turner, great stuff. I'd highly recommend it. If you like any of these people, if you like these movies, which I obviously do, it's great stuff. Let's do one of Tom's big questions now. What's the best Chevy film?
Yikes. I do have a soft spot for Christmas Vacation.
Yeah.
It's between that and Caddyshack. But is Caddyshack a Chevy film?
I was just going to make this point. It obviously is. I'd say Fletch, because I think it's the purest Chevy. It's like we're spoilers, everybody, for upcoming episodes, but we're curating Meryl Streep month. And if we were picking my 6 best films with Meryl Streep, then Deer Hunter would be in there, and Kramer versus Kramer would be in there. But obviously we want to talk about Meryl, and so we've substituted a few that are where she is the lead, and yeah. So I'd say Fletch, because he's not on his own. He's surrounded by great people, including Dana Wheeler Nicholson, who was phenomenal in this film. But he is, for lack of a better way to say it, on his own. Vacation, every scene he's got great comedic partners. Caddyshack, obviously, everybody in there is batting 10 out of 10. Batting 10 out of 10s? Jesus Christ, you can tell how much I like sport. batting 107 miles per hour. That's a thing. That's the thing. I know that. Yeah. Back to 10-minute stretches. I forgot my second. Talking of Dana Wheeler Nicholson, I think it's when he first goes to the tennis club and he first flirts with Gail, who is beautiful and funny and great in this film. Really,
oh, that was coming.
Well, passe. Yes, incredible woman, beautiful in this film. Why didn't she get another film? Why didn't she do other things? Why don't they make the Avengers, but for all the female leads who I fancy, who didn't get bigger careers? So currently we've got Mia Sara and Dana Wheeler Nicholson. And Rebecca De Mornay, I think, should have had more to do in her prime, let's say. Oh no, because Hand That Rocks the Cradle, she's great. I love Hand That Rocks the Cradle. We'll have to pencil that in. I adore Hand That Rocks the Cradle. But yeah, that first flirting session when he hits the car with the tennis racket, The Underhill's running gag. You know, I'll have a steak sandwich. And a steak sandwich. It's great stuff. I can put it on the Underhill's tab. Oh, great. Yeah. Just pull it up. Yeah, into the initial flirting session, which goes down tremendously well because he's an immensely charismatic man. Tom's weirdly specific favourite part of the film. It's the face at the spleen when he's doing the... and he ends up fainting. It's not going to do this guy. But I haven't got my gloves well. It's not going to make him any sicker. Hit car with the racket. I like that. One of my favourite lines is the towel gag where, my car just hit a water buffalo. Can I borrow your towel? Incredible. Who wouldn't? The tape recorder, where he's on the tape recorder, and you're not recording this, are you? Stuff. Strangers in the night, exchanging clothing.
Strangers in my pants.
He should have done that. Should have been a running gag. He should have kept changing songs. There should have been, every other scene should have started with that. Will's more general favourite part of the film?
Well, I've got a few because I'm allowed to be general. We have the little bow tie adjustment. I love that. When he's talking to a dad and he's like getting all serious, and he just, I should be doing something.
How angry the dad is. He's very angry.
He is.
He doesn't like Alan, does he?
No. Well, the problem is that scene starts pointing fingers at her dad, and that's what confused me for quite a few minutes following that scene. I won't reveal how many minutes.
You can't beat a good red herring.
This
is what we're saying. It's a good mystery. It's a good mystery.
It's a great mystery.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. The paper bag.
I've got the paper bag just as on his way out. We've got Dr. Rosenpenis. It's a bit of a grey area. How grey? Charcoal. It's a wonderful lot.
There is no the amount of. We should say now that he was improving all the time. He basically had free reign. And that's why he didn't like Fletch Lives as much, because he didn't get to improv as much. But he's just throwing out great lines. You know, oh, yeah, no, great place. Oh, I was going to buy this, you know, and, do you have a pair of gloves? Yeah, no, I rent them. I've got an option with the lease to rent. You're just throwing these out, you know. Oh, do you want, can I get you anything? Do you have the Beatles White Album? And it's okay. I'll have a hot glass of fat. And, bring me the head of Alfredo Garcia while you're at it. These are great lines that he's throwing out, 10 a penny, and it's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. Yeah, what's left?
We'll do that at the end.
No, I mean, the rest of your general favourite parts.
We'll do... I really like when he's wearing like that big dress and he's on his roller skates in the
Bin Laden costume.
Yes. And then when he's down on the floor and he tries to get back up and he just decks it on the floor again. I think that was the one moment in the film where I just laughed out loud, like I lost it. I think that the slight slapstick bits like that, there's again in the last scene where he steals his co-worker's chair and he sits down. Just simple gags like that get me every time.
It's great stuff. What's his best costume?
I'm a big fan of the fake teeth.
Yeah, that's good. It's in the bag.
Barbarian.
I'd go for it's not a costume. I like Dr. I I like the little nose where it's like.
When he's got the bandage on.
Oh, and it's just right. I like the basketball dream sequence. I like that costume. Better Kareem, this or Airplane?
Airplane.
Yeah, it is Airplane. I like how willing he is to just keep doing these bit parts in these comedy films. Gotta love Kareem.
It pays.
It's a paycheck. It's a paycheck. The Oscar travesty. We talked about this with the Back to the Future year. It's pretty abysmal year.
There's not many. It's a strange year because there's not many great movies, but then the ones that are good are very good.
Oh, great, And you know what? One of those movies isn't Out of Africa. Out of Africa, not good. Terrible. What's a better syphilis movie? This or Out of Africa? It's this. The one joke he makes about syphilis is better than all of Africa. All of Out of Africa, not the entire country.
Florence Foster Jenkins. That's a great syphilis movie.
Oh my God! He was on that bloody film. Hugh was great. I mean, Hugh was great in everything.
He is. He sort of. We're coming into the sort of Hugh revival Renaissance era where he started off playing all of these the lover, the bumbling fool. And then at the last 15 years or so, the roles he's got and the way he's just brilliant. I'd cast him in anything.
We don't need to spoil the episode that's coming in a couple of weeks or so, but one of the bigger Oscar travesties of the past 5 years is Hugh Grant as Phoenix Buchanan not at least getting a nomination.
I know.
For Best Supporting.
Did you watch A Very British Scandal?
Sure did. Excellent.
He didn't get nominated for that, did he?
Didn't he?
I'll look it up now.
They must have given him a BAFTA.
He didn't win anything for it. He didn't win a BAFTA, which he should have.
Bunny.
That was
my little bunny.
It's brilliant, and of course the fantastic Russell T Davies writing. Yeah. I miss him. He needs to write more things.
Did you ever watch? I didn't, but did you ever watch what was it called? Where the fruits, and they were all penises. Cucumber, banana.
Oh yeah, the pineapple was one of them. Yeah.
You'd struggle to shove a pineapple up your ass. I think that's what they were all weren't they?
Death by Mau Mau.
Death by Mau Mau. Oh, Mau Mau. Do Mau Mau.
You know, I've got this gun, don't you?
What? Hey? I can't hear you. I said, bummers are death. Oh, yeah. It's a good one, that, isn't it? I fell for it at all. Yeah. Sorry, lads, getting that table for tonight. All right, hey, Brian, you know what they say, don't you? What? Bummers are death. What do you mean? Well, they're deaf, aren't they? Bummers are deaf. I don't know what you're on about, Jeff.
Ladies and gentlemen, episodes undoubtedly coming soon. We keep saying coming soon to a lot of things. If people actually watch this and then expecting they have a disaster on our hands, we won't. We'll get around to everything eventually. You know what I am excited for? I can't remember what it's called, but it's going to be a mini-series in a couple of months. It's Hugh Grant, Nicole Kidman, writer and director of Big Little Lies, the series, and I think Frank Langella's in it as well. And it's somebody's murdered somebody or something. It's one of them. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting. Looks good.
To name a few more, The Pirates with an Adventure with Scientists.
Oh, yeah. That came and went.
An underrated Aardman film. I think I really enjoy that film. What's the best thing about being a pirate? It's ham night. It's wonderful.
We're just talking another Hugh Grant because I think
Are we going to save the Hugh Grant discussion for?
Probably save it. We've got a guest coming on.
We could do it twice.
Well, yeah. Sure, I could take it. Go on then, quiz time. What was the name of the prostitute he solicited?
I don't know. I don't want to know.
Divine Brown. That's the name. We'll see if Alice knows. You can't spoil it. Well, this episode won't come out before we record Paddington 2. So, very exciting. Let's see if Alice knows the name of the prostitute that Hugh Grant solicited. Will's favourite building or set?
It's the rich. It's what's he called?
The Stanwich House.
The libraries. Oh, it's lovely.
Do you want a fun fact, Will?
I would love a fun fact, Tom.
That's not just any house. It's the house from The Godfather where Jack Waltz lives, the horsehead man.
Is it?
Yeah, it's the same house.
That's nice.
It is nice. So it's a great house. That'd be up there for my real estate. What I'd movie. Go up, right, let's just do this. What's the movie house you'd buy? You've got all the money in the world. Even if it's fictional, you can have it built. You've got enough money to build it to scale. I'd say the Stanwick house is pretty nice. It's got a pool.
Really
I like
struggling.
a pool.
The one from, I've talked about it before, the one from Ferris Bueller. That's a lovely house.
Did you watch Patrick Melrose, the Benedict Cumberbatch miniseries?
No. The Sky one.
Yeah.
Sky one.
That was very good. That had a nice villa. Very much liked that. There's a lot of nice houses in The Swimmer with Burt Lancaster. The Swimmer's good. Very dour film, which we'll get to. Well, we should get to it after you've watched Mad Men. That might be the way to force you to watch Mad Men. Make it part of the podcast. That might be the forced way. Yeah, okay, that's it. Once Inside Number 9's done, that'll be the next TV series.
Well, could we not do League of Gentlemen after that?
I thought no, because we should space out our recent, Steve.
We should. And that gives me a chance to watch Psychoville.
I thought you didn't like Psychoville.
I'm getting into it. I'm seeing a lot of clips on YouTube.
It's great stuff. Have you watched Here She Comes! Doing Tina Turner.
Yes. with a
You're
ping pong
gonna
balls.
die!
I've done 5 murders.
How long have I got? It's great stuff. It's great stuff. Got a new category for you, Will.
Oh.
It's called Best Soundtrack Titles. I love movie soundtracks. I specifically scores. So I've decided to start looking, and I've noticed this isn't a good example, but I rewatched Contagion, and that had some incredible soundtrack titles. And so we've got a new category. So here are the names of this bit by bit. Fletch, Get Out of Town, gets the point. Running for Love, Name of the Game, Fletch Theme, Is It Over, Digging In, A Letter to Both Sides, my personal favourite, Exotic Skates, and Running for Love, instrumental. So not the best, but it's gives
us a taste of what's to come.
It's a glimpse of the foreseeable future with this wonderful category. What we got next?
You've turned into Tim Roth in Rillington Place.
Oh, Chris did it.
I don't want to bother you.
I'm gonna kill him.
Have you watched Richard Attenborough's Rillington Place?
Yes, with John Hurt. Yeah.
Christy did it.
It was Christy.
Christy did it. Christy did it. Oh, very good, very good. We like
very good.
Without Richard Attenborough here. Without Richard Attenborough. Best single minute. I've given mine away. It's The Doctors. It's without a doubt the Doctors.
Yeah, for me, that's. I gave my 10-minute stretch to the car chase, but for me, best single minute is definitely Doctors. It's just line after line after line, gag after gag.
Dr. Babar. Is that 2 B's? No. How do you spell it? B-A-B-A-R. That's 2 B's. Yeah, but not right together. That's what I thought you meant. Oh, you know what my sneaky favourite is on that one? It's the Smiths. Oh, Louise or whatever. Oh, bloody hell, I forgot the thing. Where she goes, Louise or Imelda, and he goes, yeah. Yeah. Oh, which one is it? It was slow. It was, but it was quick at the end. He was in intensive care for months. Yeah, but at the very end, when he died, that was quick. Best line again. I'm spent. It's that hospital scene, back to back to back to back. I also like, we had our own version of One on One, which she seemed to like an awful lot. I also like the towel. I like, can I borrow your towel? I hope one day I'll be able to use some of these lines.
For me, it's when he's breaking into the house and there's the dog in the car, and there's no escape. And he goes, "Look, defenseless babies." And then he just fell for the oldest trick in the book. Brilliant.
Mattress Inspector. For me, that one's a little bit weak. I don't know what it is. I like it's
followed well by the Don Corleone gag.
Yeah, Michael
and Fredo.
Yeah, my son's Michael and Fredo. Now that Mo Green's out, it's just great. I just love The Godfather, and I love Fletch. These are my 2 favourite things. Well, they're not my 2 favourite things. What's the change?
Oof. I would say it does take a while to get into the action. The first sort of 20 minutes or so, I was thinking, okay, I need convincing more. Great opening scene, set the scene, but I'm thinking this isn't really a Chevy Chase. But then it moves into it. I think from when he's on his first field mission and he's starting to explore, I think the proposition at the beginning is just it's all a bit strange. I'd just say try to smooth the edges around the first.
Trim it on this one, yeah.
Yeah.
My lag. I don't know where it is. It's probably for me. It's probably the dog. The dog. The whole getting the records thing and the dog. That's probably my least favourite part. Don't know what I'd probably trim that a little. I like when they go see Gale's. You know what I really like? That Alan's doing the exact same wedding pose in both photos. I like that he only has one. He has one good pose.
When he's interrogating his parents.
Yeah.
Do they know he's having an affair? Because the dad gets very defenseless.
They think he's married to Sally Ann. Great name, Sally Ann Kavanagh. For some reason, I'll never forget Sally Ann Kavanagh. She's got a great ring.
I'm afraid there is someone sitting next to you.
Oh, for God, Don. Who is it, Mr. Sinlinden?
No, the name's Kavanaugh.
Kavanaugh. Ah, is that Morris or Pierre?
Sally Ann Kavanaugh.
Sally Ann, well, terrific.
In fact, you purchased the ticket for Miss Kavanaugh.
Doesn't mean I want her sitting next to me, does it?
He doesn't know about Gale.
They get very, very... Yeah, that's... Again, pinning.
Again, what?
I just forgot how to speak, Tom. I didn't know how to finish my sentence. If anyone out there has suggestions...
Do you want to see Fred's 50th? Oh, no, I'm trying to quit. Just great. It's great stuff. We've done what's the change? I'm drunk now. What's Will's left from notes? It's not.
I've got the homophobic motel owner. When he's on the phone, it's like, "I love your body, Larry," and she just gives him the most evil stare. What has happened to her? I want to know her story.
Well, maybe she was cuckolded by a gay love affair. Maybe she's a real Blanche Dubois. Maybe that was the inspiration. I mean, it wasn't. When did Williams die? 86?
You should know this one. I don't.
Let's get to it. I've got the memoirs to hand. He died in 83. So, unfortunately,
3 years out.
Tennessee Williams didn't get to watch Fletch, which I'm sure he was very upset about. Tennessee would have loved Fletch. Just makes me upset. This is a great book. This is a phenomenal book. You should read it. It's great stuff. Because it's just him, and it's the good days where memoirs, well, what do you call it, where they didn't really give a shit. Yeah. And they didn't think anybody was going to read him. And so he's very juicy. You know, it's a great book.
You're flogging a lot of books this episode.
I just love books.
Are you sponsored?
No. Hi, we're sponsored by Audible. We should be.
I want to give you 5 minutes of my time to talk about how excited I am about this book.
About Audible. And I'm sure that on Audible, you could read the Fletch books.
He's definitely sponsored.
There you go.
Never know.
You got anything else on your notes?
I think I've gone through them all. Yeah.
My notes. Friend throwing sand. Oh, that's it. When he's talking with his friend at the start and he's just randomly throwing sand. These are the things you notice on a bunch of watches. Let's give her a bit more time. Dana Wheeler Nicholson. Why didn't she do anything more? Let's see what else she was in. And then, in Fletch Lives, he's got a new love interest. I don't like that at all. You know what I don't like in comedies? When they do that. When they recast the love interest. She's in Tombstone. God, of course she's in Tombstone. She's great in Tombstone. She was in an episode of Grey's Anatomy, so undoubtedly my mother will have seen it. Don't think she'll remember it. She was on a Special Victims Unit. Yeah, she's sort of got, one episode on each of the shows. Sort of the career she's got now. Criminal Intent, Boston Legal, Boston Public, Without a Trace.
She never really escaped from the genre, did she?
She was on a Sex and the City. She is in an X-Files. Gosh, she's in a bloody X-Files. It's a good X-Files as well. The Night We Never Met with Matthew Broderick.
Yeah.
What's that about?
It looks good. I might watch the trailer.
Well, don't watch it now.
A screen share.
Don't just turn the Well, Fletch was her third film.
Oh.
So this should have been her break. Oh. Well, if I become a director, I'll cast her in something. I want you to play Gail Stanwyck again. I'm writing a TV series where we follow the adventures of Gail Stanwyck. Don Corleone. Best character. I mean, it is Fletch. Let's remove Fletch from the equation.
I really like the mechanic with the very high voice.
That is good. Yeah.
It reminded there's Enfield and Harry Enfield sketch in Harry and Paul when they're both American car salesmen.
Oh,
and it's like
not the one where he does Nelson Mandela.
No,
I have an iPhone. That's like a fine wine.
Yes. Who does he throw off the cliff? Who's in the
It's just show? Like diplomats, isn't it? Like every week, it's just a different diplomat, and he's like, I don't know what it was, but my mother found that hilarious. I did too. Yeah. Now I have an iPhone. Very odd gag. I'm Frida. Who are you? I'm Frida's boss. Who's Frida? My secretary. Just great. Knocking them out. Bang. We cannot specify enough. More films should be like this. I want well-trained improv. I don't want
Nativity.
I mean, I like that film. I like the first Nativity.
The Nativity is wonderful. Well, can we add that into the? Have we got that down for Christmas?
It's not booked in currently. Also.
Oh, I'd love to do a Nativity. Yes.
Currently on Christmas, you've got your two and I've got my two. So
okay,
we'll have to look at the schedule. If you're giving, If you're giving another, I don't know.
Problem is, it's not in my top 3 either. I just want to do Nativity.
Do Eyes Wide Shut. It's a Christmas film. The car chase is great. I like when Mr. Underhill comes to see Dana to get the bill, and he goes, "Oh yes, I'm here. I just need to have a wee wee." It's great stuff. And then my note's done. I don't know why I'm throwing that away. We've still got other categories. And those other categories are Tom's Book Corner. It is based on a book. Didn't get to read it. Alternative Ending Corner. There isn't an alternate ending. A few fun facts. Take a load of these. Gregory MacDonald, the author of the Fletch novels, had casting approval over the film. He rejected 2 people before he decided on Chevy Chase for the lead. Those people were Burt Reynolds and Mick Jagger. Can we see either of those?
Has Mick Jagger done a film?
Yeah. Performance. It's not great. Performance isn't great. I mean, it's never going to be his performance in the video to Dancing on the Streets. South America!
Okay! Tokyo! South America! Australia! France! Germany! UK! Africa!
Have you seen the version with the music taken out? And it's just him and David going...
Calling out around the world, are you ready for a brand new beat? Summer's here and the time is right for dancing in the street. Dance Chicago.
No, but I will after this film. After this podcast. Yeah, he's in performance. He's got that art movie that's coming out soon with Dracula, the latest Dracula guy.
Oh, he was very
excellent.
Good.
Yeah, I'm very excited. It combines my favourite films: con movies, art movies, Mick Jagger.
The guy who played Dracula, I chuck him in for the Bond shortlist. I think he'd be very good.
Yeah, I can see.
I'm not sure if he's too old.
Well, but I think they're going to plumb for what they want to do. Is Christopher Nolan has always said he would love to do a Bond, but he wants to start it fresh with Tom Hardy. That has always been his stipulations.
Who plays a very camp James Bond in Inception.
Don't be afraid to dream a bit bigger, darling. I forgot I can't remember when I rewatched Inception a couple of years back now, but I forgot how full-blown camp he was in that film. It was just camping up a storm. It was like watching Julian Clary. When Mr. Underhill comes to collect the money for his lunch bill, Fletch searches for the time on his non-watch-wearing wrist. This is a trademark of Chevy Chase. Here we go. High praise indeed. It was included among the American Film Institute's 2000 list of the 500 movies nominated for the top 100 funniest American movies. Didn't get there. I didn't get this up before, but AFI top 100. Don't you get it up yet, because I'm going to quiz you.
Right.
American funny movies. Right. Okay. Here we go. Right. Number one. I'm going to give you. We'll do 10, and we'll do it quite quickly. So I'm going to give you the year, surname of the director, and the surname of the actor. So this is number one on the list. The director is Wilder, and your actors are Curtis, Lemon, and Monroe.
I know it. I do know it. It's
Some like it hot.
That's
Number two, your director is Pollock, and your actors are Hoffman, Lang, and Garr, and Bill Murray, and Durning, and Coleman, and Pollock himself. Your clue is disguise. Tootsie Will. Oh my goodness, he's not doing well. Your director is Kubrick. Your actors are Sellers, Scott, and Hayden.
How I Learned to Forget About the Bomb. I like to call it by its bracketed name. To Love and what? Yeah, that one.
Dr. Strangelove, or How I Learned to Stop Worrying and Love the Bomb.
That one.
Your director is Alan. Your stars are Alan, Keaton, and Roberts, and Paul Simon. Pardon me. Brooks, Wilder, Cleveland Little.
Oh, it couldn't be. It's not See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Mel Brooks didn't direct See No Evil, Hear No Evil.
Did he not? Was that just those two? The producers.
Blazing Saddles. You're not doing well at all on this.
I'm really not.
Right.
My reputation's going down.
You should get this. The directors are Abrams, Zucker, and Zucker.
Yay.
And your actors are Hayes, Haggerty, and Nielsen. Congratulations, Will.
Thank you.
You've got one. You've also got. This is a pretty solid list. They're not really. Oh no, there's something about. Yeah, no, they are going modern. Oh no, this is a pretty solid list. I can't argue with this really. Graduate, Young Frankenstein, Producers, Philadelphia Story, Singing in the Rain. I don't know if we're doing that. The Apartment, Fish Called Wanda's excellent. When I Met Sally's excellent. Something About Mary, Spinal Tap, Ghostbusters, Raising Arizona, Groundhog Day, Animal House, Biggs in there, Harold and Maude's in there, Manhattan, Shampoo, Cat Ballou, and other films that don't rhyme. I know, I think that's a pretty solid list. I'll give the
pretty
American,
good list.
Yeah, but where's Fletch? Not in there, unfortunately. Some more fun facts. The lack of true knowledge and indifference in their relationship may be indicated in that Gail and Alan do not appear on screen together until the very end. In the original novel, Chief Carlin and Alan Stanwyck were separate adversaries who were not working together. In the novel, Fletch broke the drugs on the beach story, which resulted in an indictment against Chief Carlin. However, he had eluded arrest and was a fugitive by the end of the story. When Fletch confronts Stanwyck at his mansion about faking the cancer, it's discovered that Chief Carlin had followed Fletch there and shot Stanwyck from inside the house by accident. He was actually trying to kill Fletch. In the novel, as well as Gregory MacDonald's other Fletch stories, Fletch is a sarcastic and jokey, just not as light-hearted as Chevy Chase's portrayal. In the books, he's more cynical and mean-spirited in his humour. See, reading that ending sounds a lot better. And I want to read these Fletch books, and I
very much so.
And I could go for another Fletch. Right. Let's do one of Tom's big questions now. Remake ? Who would you cast? I've got one, and I think it could work well. And it has. I can't take complete credit for it because it's been thrown around by actual genuine studios.
I can see Vince Vaughn.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that is good.
That sort of dryness. Go on.
I'd say Vince Vaughn, Wedding Crashers, but we're past. It's sort of past that now a little.
Mm.
I've got it. Jason Sudeikis.
Has that been thrown around?
It's been thrown around. This is. I mean, I can't remember when. Let's do Fletch remake. Jason Sudeikis. Jason Sudeikis gives Fletch update. This was August 16th, 2019. Yes, I know you value out my privacy. Sees Fletch as a modern and much needed superhero. Since 2011, a reboot and origin story titled, I don't like that, titled Fletch 1 has been kicking around in development. Warner Brothers envisioned a comedy franchise. Jason Sudeikis signed up to star, but a year later, it landed at Relativity and has never been picked up momentum. There are no future details to share. It's all just information from the original 2011.
Saying that, it makes sense because he's very similar to Ed Helms. The sort of movies he does, the mannerisms he's got. I'd argue, I mean, Horrible Bosses.
Mm-hmm.
Very good. That's up there with The Hangover.
Yeah. Horrible Bosses is pretty good. There we go. We were talking about this before the podcast. I love lots of big stars in a movie. Aniston, Charlie Day, Jason Bateman.
Could Jason Bateman do Fletch?
No. Too innocent. Well, not too innocent. Ozark is quite dark. Ozark is quite dark. I don't know. For me, Jason Bateman's always had you're not going to find a bigger Arrested Development fan than me. I adore Arrested Development. I adore Jason Bateman. I think he's very underrated. Oh, I don't know. Long before Sudeikis committed on the reboot, the role understandably scared actors off. Ryan Reynolds, for example, passed on the part knowing the high expectations involved, and he wasn't the only actor intimidated by the prospect of taking on the role that Chase owned.
I don't think Ryan would suit it.
Mm.
It's
not.
It would be very.
There's got to be a sleaziness. I think that's what's missing. I think Ryan, even though Deadpool is, you could say is a sleazy character or whatever.
But then you watch things like Hitman's Bodyguard. That's a closer character to Fletch. It's very bad. It's very bad.
Yeah, that's why I didn't watch it. Ben Affleck probably came the closest to playing the journalist for director Kevin Smith. Don't like that. Yeah. But one of the big things with this Sudeikis would be the loss of the goofy costumes.
Why?
I don't know. Well, don't cry. Don't cry, Will. Don't cry
for me,
Argentina.
That's Andrew's next one on YouTube. Well, he's not doing the beta, but he's doing the
celebration. Yeah.
Yeah, with the big. That's a very good Banderas.
Yeah, he should have been Phantom. Have you seen Have you seen him doing Phantom with Sarah Brightman?
No.
You will do.
No.
It's on this celebration.
Yeah.
I'm a red-blooded straight man, but him doing Phantom is very sexual, is very good, and he a lot better than Gerard Butler. Some of the phrases, I think. I mean, it's not racist, but the best way to start most sentences. But I do think the Spanish element doesn't work in parts, and he can't lose that. So I don't know if it works in practice. Saying that though, it's only as ridiculous as them all having British voices, apart from Madame Giry, who no matter what the production, everybody will talk British, but then Madame Giry will come on and she'll go, such to the force, such on the lease. And they're completely wrong. The lighthouse. Not what she says at all.
Speaking of lack of costumes, I've got a fact that says, as we talk, his Bin Laden costume, it was actually based on spiritual healer and guru Ram Dass.
Is that the George Harrison one?
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, yeah, very good. We love Ram Dass. Yeah, very good. They're cool. They're cool. They're cool. I like it. I like it. I don't know what this voice is. Is this? I think when it comes to movie characters influencing you, I think I have tried in my humour and in my life to have a Fletch-like air. And we sort of dissected this last week, but we didn't talk about you and which sort of film, because we all go through those periods where we see a film character. I mean, obviously, we talked a lot about Ferris a few weeks back. Nobody watches Ferris Bueller and doesn't go, I wish I was Ferris, how can I be more like Ferris? Other than Ferris, other than Fletch, and before you say it, other than Marty McFly, who would you say? Pardon me.
I really don't know. Can we go back to Adam Sandler in Click?
What is this obsession with Click? What? I don't get it.
It's great.
Right, well,
I'll
have to
go
get
through.
on it.
Yeah, we'll have to do it. I want to say Tim in About Time, but he's too southern. He's too southern. He's too polite.
Yeah.
He's too. Phoenix Buchanan. I wish.
Yeah.
I wish I was.
Well, I mean, I was obviously with somebody when I first watched Paddington 2, and multiple times she knocked me and was like, "It's you." But I think that's I think that's different because I'm Phoenix Buchanan anyway, and then I had to sit and watch it, and then we didn't say a word to one of her friends, and then she watched it with her ex, and gave the report back straight away of, oh, it's Tom, isn't it? He's especially the sun to the rain on the roof. Well, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that. Yeah,
absolutely astounding. What a wonderful moment of cinema. And that's.
I'd say there's a bit of Seb maybe from La La Land.
Oh yeah, thank you. Oh, you.
Yeah.
Oh, pardon me.
I wasn't complimenting your jazz piano.
I do like
talent.
Jazz. I do. It's weird. I like jazz more than you, but you can play the piano
more than you.
Yeah. And yeah. And then there's the end of a relationship fun fact. That's not a fun fact. Should put that in a few fun facts section next week. Close the line Hall of Fame. I charged the entire vacation to the Underhills American Express car. Won the number. It's in the great tradition of Vanessa Sally of hard cuts to literal one way or another. No pause, no break. I know it's hard to get a sunny day or whatever. I don't like that the beach isn't really sunny. And it's like a really windy day, and it's a grey day, and it looks miserable.
I don't know if it's because, like, you compare that to Mr. Bean's holiday in Cannes. We're doing Mr. Bean's holiday.
Wow.
But I don't know how they can make Rio look so dull.
Yeah. But then it fades in from the poster as well.
Badly. Very badly.
Oh, I don't mind. Well, you know what it is? I like those sort of moments. I like that, like in Airplane. I prefer that I can see the balsa wood getting stabbed, and I prefer that in Saturday Night Fever, the Saturday Night Fever in Airplane, when he does the flip, you can see Robert Hayes waiting, and then he runs out. I like all that stuff. It's, for me, I like that a lot more than the glossy, clean and perfect Adam Sandler crap, you know. Like Click.
Oh, come on, Click. That he's right. Adam
Will,
Sandler.
You said that Click was Christopher Walken's best role. This is a man who won an Oscar for The Deer Hunter.
Sorry. No, did I say it was? I think
I said
it was
his best like cameo role.
It was the most Christopher Walken I've ever seen. Christopher Walken.
He plays it up a bit in. I like him in Wedding Crashers. I think he's good as like the dad. I prefer Jane Seymour when she's flirting with Owen Wilson. She goes, "Oh yeah. Have you been married long? Yeah, we've been married for 20 years. We were faithful for 3 of them." It's a great opening line. Oh wow. Oh wow. You know what else Owen Wilson's great in? Midnight in Paris. What a film. Bit of Woody. I'll have to put that in the Woody fortnight. Is the Woody Allen fortnight going to be a thing where it's not getting it out of the way for me? No, because you do like him. You've just never really got into it, have you?
Yeah.
What have you seen Woody-wise?
I'll be honest, not much. Not much at all.
You say that when you haven't seen any.
Yeah.
So you haven't seen any, have you?
No, I have seen him voice a character in Ants.
Is Ants the only Woody Allen film you've actually seen? You can admit it. It's fine. This is what this podcast is.
I'm determined to find another Woody film I've seen.
Annie Hall, Midnight in Paris, Match Point, Everything You Always Wanted to Know About Sex But Were Too Afraid to Ask, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Blue Jasmine, Hannah and Her Sisters, Interiors, Purple Rose of Cairo, Crimes and Misdemeanors, Melinda and Melinda, Deconstructing Harry, Bullets Over Broadway. You haven't seen any, I know you haven't.
No, it's sad.
Right, well, Woody's getting bumped up. Woody's getting bumped up. Meryl Mania, and then we're sorting out this Woody. Right, Meryl Mania. We're giving too much away. We'll do this. We'll do this momentarily. Right, Fletch, final thoughts for?
It's very, very good. Some laugh out loud moments.
Synopsis of a sequel. It's disappointing that Fletch Lives isn't as good as it could be.
Yeah, it's what I was thinking when I was watching. It's a very 80s movie. It's a very 80s movie, and that's refreshing. Part of the charm. Yeah,
it's a nice, in a good way. Unlike Indecent Proposal, which we're going to watch, soon. We're going to go from one of the best family films ever, Paddington 2, to one of the most dull erotic films of all time with Indecent Proposal. I love Fletch and I love Chevy Chase. Not the first, but not the last Chase film we will do, I have no doubt. I've been Thomas Carruthers.
I have also been Thomas Carruthers.
Oh, have you? When?
Oh, that's it's a quip.
Oh, like in Fletch. You're a regular.
Cut that out.
You're a regular Chase. Oh no, it's
gag out.
Staying straight in. Staying all the way in.
Dabba 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 da da ba 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 ba.